What's up, everybody? You know what it is. We're here for another episode of MasterChef. Everything is beer battered. It's the first team challenge, and someone gets pie in the face. Let's go. We're going to talk about that.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Y'all know this song. B-double-R-U-N. That spells beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N. Come on.
Actually, I will tell you, in all honesty, Lem was like milliseconds away from a finger dance last week. Last week he was. Almost there. Almost there.
I missed it.
Oh. And then he pulled himself out. But it was so close. I saw the finger starting to go down, and he was like, wait, am I doing? This is terrible.
Came to my senses.
That's right.
Yeah. So this week's musical choice is from our sunburned panelist here, Ashley. So just if you like it, then thank her. If you don't like it, I don't know what it is, but it's Beer Run. Is it a folk song?
This appears to be
This is a folk version
of a very popular country song called, and I only know the hook, which is B-double-E-double-R-U-N. It spells out beer run.
Got it. That's what they're spelling when they're doing this.
Country songs that spell things out are real popular.
Are they really?
Yes.
Okay. I'm learning about this.
I'm happy to help.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You're
I appreciate it. Thank you so
welcome.
much. That's what happens when you do shows with white people. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Lem Gonsalves, and the person I was just chatting with is my favorite person, my Hennessy partner.
Yes.
That's what it is. Ashley is here.
Hi, friends. Hey. How's your beer runs going this week?
Yeah, absolutely. And over there, he's here, ladies and gentlemen, still. Frank.
That's right. You're turd in the punch bowl.
Oh, God, that's so visual.
It sounds...
Get out of
He
there.
said that so many, and every time I hear it from him, it's always the same. It's visceral. It's nasty.
Visceral is a great word for that.
It is nasty. Thank you, Frank,
You're welcome, everybody.
for doing that. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as that song. All right. So, all right. So MasterChef, they get to go to Anheuser-Busch. Like, how dope is that?
You ever been there?
I've passed by it a ton of times. It's like not far from where I live.
It's not far. And so do you smell it then? You can smell the yeast and
See,
stuff.
already Ashley's on the hate train.
No, I'm not
She got
hate. I
all-
just want
got on
everybody
board.
to, I want to take people through the experience because they only see
Right.
what they see. And it looks like this cool, it smells like.
I can't say that I've smelled it, but also my windows have been rolled up usually every time I pass it because I'm on the freeway.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But
Okay.
yeah, give us what it's like.
Well, it's like bread cooking, because it's hops, and hops are real yeasty, but not like a fresh bake. Like, ooh, this is some bread that I want to eat. Like a ooh, that smells like some dough that needs to proof for a while.
Okay.
So it's just a real yeasty smell, and like hot yeast, and it's because that's how you make beer.
Yes.
So that is what it smells like, hot yeast, everybody.
Yeah.
And if you haven't smelled that,
You're missing out?
you are missing out.
Yeah, I've never seen Lem more enraptured by a description of the smell than he was right there. He was like, yes, I really want to know.
Well, I'm trying to find the appeal.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's not appealing.
oh, it's not appealing.
No.
Okay.
No. Mm-mm. So I always think when I guess maybe if you catch it at the right point, and I now admittedly do not know all the stages of brewing, but I
Right.
know that there's a lot of hops, and then you press them somehow with something, and that gives it that hoppy flavor in
Okay.
beer. So it's the hops or the yeast or the something, but anyway, all around, like for a long, like even when I'm on the freeway and windows down or not, it comes from my vent. I'm like, oh, it must be near yep, there's Anheuser.
Does the beer taste good?
It's Bud.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, on a hot summer day.
It's
Cold,
good.
cold American Bud.
Yeah. Cold American Bud. All right.
Guys, come on.
Yeah, I don't drink beer, so that's
You
why
don't
I'm
drink
asking.
beer?
No, I don't like beer.
Ooh, okay.
I don't like the taste of beer. I think I don't know, it just doesn't, the taste of it, if beer to me tastes like, when you go and you get like a soda from a fountain.
Sure.
And then the syrup is not in it, and it's just the whatever carbonation. That's what beer tastes like. It tastes like carbonation. without the And,
Interesting.
it's just not good to me.
So for you, when they have like beer battered things on menus and you try it, can you taste a difference than
No,
other
I mean,
fried food?
I mean, I love fried food, obviously. So, I mean, I don't. It's not like if something's beer battered and something's not, then I'm like, I taste the hops, or whatever they are. Is it hops? I don't know. No, I don't. I mean, because the alcohol's burnt out anyway, right? At that point.
It's cooked off.
So,
the alcoholic component, but the flavor,
Right.
like, as in even with cooking liquors, should still
Right.
be there.
Anything I've tasted that was beer battered did not taste bad. I'll say that.
Sure.
I enjoyed the taste of it. There we go.
I feel like I can't really taste actual beer in many dishes that are beer battered. I taste yummy fried, but I don't really taste beer.
That's a failure on those cooks.
Yes.
Failed.
it is.
They failed.
Failed.
You failed. I'll tell you what I thought was always dopey about this challenge, and the MasterChef will do this a lot, is they're going to some location. It's really, so they get the judges involved somehow. They get to drive some forklifts and be cool. But then they make the contestants wear like the hard hats and stuff and then immediately they take them off.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Gordon insults them. Like, get them off, you dummies.
What are you doing?
You're part of the show. You made us put these on. And then now you call us dummies?
Yeah.
I know they're good for that. Hell's Kitchen is good for that too. I mean, maybe it's a Fox thing. I don't know, but yeah, they do it's kind of corny, but it's like, I guess to give the semblance of where they are, so you can get the visual, because painting the picture, I guess, for the viewers.
I guess I needed them in hard hats and little
Yes.
vests.
Right.
Walking through this beer plant to be like, now I get it.
Man,
All
I
right.
guess.
Manual beer labor.
I guess. It's got to be on the nose.
That's right.
So this is the first team challenge, which I was excited because I feel like the team challenges really is where the people are made.
Oh, you get to see them personalities.
Exactly. That's when it comes out because up until this point they're individually competing by themselves. None of these people, most of them, have never worked a line, or something, because they're not, cooks. They're home chefs, or they may work at a restaurant, so they may be familiar with it, but never worked it themselves.
Right.
Some of them are home cooks, what have you. So yes, it is a making process, and so they find out they're either going to be making a chicken sandwich with beer battered onion rings or fish and chips. So. And of course, everything is beer battered. I feel like, what did you guys think of the menu just off top? Like, are you a fan of beer battered onion rings? Does the chicken sandwich, does it do something? I felt like the chicken sandwich had been fire. Like, that would have been bomb.
Yeah.
The way
Really?
it was, the way it looked, the way it was being made, yes.
Of those dishes, if I were out at a restaurant, I would hands down choose fish and chips.
Fish and chips, okay.
If I had to make something beer battered, I would choose onion rings.
Onion rings?
Yeah, it just feels like less risk
Okay.
of effing up. Although we can talk about that.
But I feel like I'm particular when it comes to my onion rings. I
Are
don't
you?
when it's more of a tempura type coating around there. I really
Like
like
that
that.
bready type.
Yeah, but if it's more like a cornmeal-esque sort of thing, then I'm all down.
You're
Okay,
all
so I'm the
for it.
opposite of you. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. How are we going to get along for this after show?
Oh, man.
I mean, you can have your opinion and I can be right, and it's fine.
Whoa! She's holding it down for the ladies.
One thing we can agree on: everybody dips their onion rings in ranch dressing, right?
No.
What?
No. I need something. I can't be just plain old ranch. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of your plain old ranch. It's got, if you put something in it, like a chipotle or some kind of spice or something in it,
Then you're good.
Then I'm good. But if you just give me plain old ranch,
No,
I will just flick that right back at you.
that's not good for Frank.
To remind you
not
that
good
onion
enough.
rings are an American staple, and here you're talking about tempura and spicy sauce. It just let's just talk about what an onion ring is.
Oh, yeah, but it could be just.
Are you American?
Last I checked. But I feel like, because the secret for an onion ring is that you want to bite it and then not just have the onion just pull right out of the breading.
Right.
And then you're
that's
holding
a
a.
stay to it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to make sure everything is cohesive.
That's why you have to properly flour the onion
Got
rings,
it.
y'all.
It's got to be made right. I get it. I also don't eat onion rings because I don't like onions like that. But
Really?
yeah.
But you'll do raw onions on a burger or no?
No. But it's weird. My relationship with onions is very strange. So I don't like raw onions on like a burger or a sandwich or something like that. But I like them in bean burritos.
And only bean burritos.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
It's a
No.
specific finding.
It's two specific things. Sorry. I like them in bean burritos.
Okay.
And I like them on like Polish dogs.
Why are you eating bean burritos? We live in LA.
I know.
We're
I'm
a
just
land
saying,
of amazing burritos.
if I don't, I mean, again, you're talking about like I don't eat bean burritos every day. I'm talking
hope
about
not.
like no. I'm just saying if I happen to eat a bean burrito, which happens from time to time. Sorry, can't have 5-star dining every day like some people on yachts and stuff. I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna be on a boat. I can't be here. Sorry. I'll see you next time.
Just wanted everyone to know
Right,
that I
exactly.
can't be here.
So yeah, sometimes I have to eat a bean burrito, and when I do, I like the diced onions. And if I'm going to eat a Polish dog, which I haven't had in a long time, but if I was going to eat that, diced onions are good as well.
Okay.
Will you do a grilled onion or no?
No. No cooking, grilling, sautéing, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So like a fajita.
No.
You would like nope, get away. Because,
Get away from me.
Is it it must be a texture because they're delicious.
It must be. Well, I don't know if it's just. I think somewhat of the texture because I don't like the cook. Just like I don't like cooked carrots. Like I like raw carrots. If I'm eating carrots, I want them raw. I don't want them cooked. But I don't know with onions. But again, if it's raw on a burger, I don't want it. Like I don't want it. But only in bean burritos. It's a diced thing. If it's diced, it's right. I think that's what it is. So diced in the bean burrito or the Polish dog.
Sounds like a T-shirt if I've ever heard one.
I'm just saying.
If
I'm,
it's
I'm
diced,
sorry,
it's right.
guys. I know. Dice is right. That's what it is. So let's talk about Miss Chelsea because kind of blew it. She is the captain because of her performance from what we saw last week. And so she basically either gets to choose her whole team, her whole entire team, or she gets to choose the dish. She goes with the team. Now, I was for her picking the team. I thought that was a better choice. What do you guys think?
I feel like it's too early now to know based on one
Who's good?
who's like the rock star.
Gotcha.
So it's like at this point, I think I'd pick the meal that had the least amount of risk in terms of executing.
So you would have, if it was your choice, you would have chosen, what to cook.
Yes,
Really? Okay.
because I feel like if it's simple, then anybody should be able to do it, no matter who you pick.
Gotcha.
But if you pick people and you think they're awesome and then they stink or they don't gel well together, then all it's going to do is just going to make it harder to execute your dish.
Yeah, but I feel like you could be making peanut butter and jelly, and with those judges, they would come and rip you a new one. So like you're screwed. It's gonna get effed up either way. I feel like. So at least if you're gonna be in the trenches, getting yelled at least you can like. I know that they don't know each other super well, but they at least know enough to know like you're annoying. I don't want to work with you. You start to know a little bit about.
You can get
your-
something. I mean,
yeah.
personalities, of course. Personalities definitely come into play. I think too, and some of this was pointed out in the choosing of teams that Chelsea did, is because of where some people have worked, their experience.
Okay,
like
yeah.
some people had worked in a restaurant before, or something like that, or their family owned a restaurant or something to that, and they maybe waited tables or what have you. So part of that was the reason, which that would make sense.
Yeah.
And then to move too, I would have chosen team because I felt like both of these were equally the same kind of level of difficulty, if I can say that.
Sure.
I mean, you're talking about fish and chips, so what, fries and fried fish, or a chicken sandwich, and then some fried onion rings.
Which of those dishes would you have chosen if you get to choose a dish? Which would you choose?
I would have done the chicken and chicken
fries.
sandwich. Yeah, chicken and onion rings.
Mm-hmm.
But would you
Or
pick?
onion rings, yeah.
Would you pick somebody to work with you, even if you didn't like them, but you knew they could kill it in the kitchen?
Do we know that any of them can kill it yet?
But
Actually,
if you're in the
I take it back
position,
now.
yeah.
If you felt that they could,
Yes.
and you didn't like them. That's really hard because chemistry is huge in those challenges. So, I mean, that's a good question. I think if it was further along in the competition, I would say I would definitely go with someone I could work with the best. Because if I'm the captain and I'm the one that has to give the orders, I don't want someone questioning me every 5 minutes what I'm doing or maybe tainting the team.
Although the team that won was totally safe though for this
Yes,
round. So in this
correct.
case, maybe you would want to work with somebody that you think could for sure deliver, even if they're a pain in the tush, because then that keeps your whole team safe.
But I do
For
see
this
what
round.
Lem's saying, because maybe if it's in a challenge where the teams are smaller,
Mm-hmm.
and so you feel a lot more secure in everybody on the team in terms of somebody's going to be a jerk on the team, it's not going to taint the rest of the team and they're still going to win. I feel like when you do have so many people this early, that if you do have a jerk on the team, even if you might be able to handle it, Lem's right, the rest of the team could fall apart and then you're screwed.
Absolutely.
Oh boy. Do we have live chat up? How about you guys in the live chat? What do y'all think?
What do you think?
Weigh in. What would you cook? Would you choose the dish? Would you choose the team? Let us know.
Let us
down
know
below.
right this second. So Bowen actually is gets the rest of the team. He's the second one that's chosen. So he gets but because he did not get to choose his team, he gets to choose a dish, and he chooses the fish and chips, which is what you said you would choose, right?
To eat.
To eat. Oh, not to cook.
Not to make.
Sorry.
To eat.
Thinking about eating all the time.
You me both.
So no surprise here. Both team is having issues. But before we get into that, Frank has something to say. What do you got to say, Frank?
Hey, you know what, AfterBuzzers? Here at the network, we produce after shows for nearly all your favorite shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans. And you know what? There's no one that works harder here than Lem Gonsalves to make sure that you get that quality content. That's right. But you know what? We need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Besides helping us a ton, what's in it for you is you're going to get specific content catered to you that you already like. It's going to feed directly to you in your feed. It brings you your favorite after shows, so you don't have to seek them out, and to suggest content from our other shows. So you might find another channel or podcast that you really find out that you're a big fan of.
Probably not as much as this one, but
No,
what can
that's
you do?
true. Absolutely. But there might be a drama or a comedy you might not know about that it comes right to you. You're like, holy cow, I love this program. So subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover new shows we're sure you love. Since you're already watching the reality competition channel, you might like Lem's other show, X on the Beach. Look at that. He's doing a 2-hour finale next week.
That's right.
Look at that. It's 2 hours of content coming right to you if you subscribe. Fantastic. You've got America's Got Talent. You've got So You Think You Can Dance. A lot of other great reality TV competitions. But if you subscribe, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other content from a lot of our other channels that you're going to find something to love while the summer rolls along. So if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't worry. They're optional. And it's easy. Hit the subscribe button and for an even easier AfterBuzz experience. And if you let us know in the comments that you did that, you know who's going to give you a personal shout out? That's going to be Lem.
It's going to be me.
He's going to call you out by name and let you know how much of a difference you've made, not only to AfterBuzz, but to Lem personally. So do that. Promise, folks, we love you as fans, and we want to keep delivering that great content to you. So do this for us, and we're going to bring more great stuff to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Frank.
Yes.
So great at doing that. And thanks for the shout outs. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. You know, I did tell him to do that because I am awesome. And it's just good to be echoed by your peers. Just saying.
Well, you consider me a peer? Holy cow. I'm honored.
Oh, gosh.
Holy cow. We're peers. We're peers. We're peers. We're peers.
Not anymore. All right, getting back to this. So as I was saying before, both teams are having issues. We know this is going to happen. These people are working together for the first time. We see Bowen. He wants to drop the fish too early. He's getting nervous.
Oh, Bowen was stressing me out.
He was super stressed. And my thing is, I feel like they do, obviously, because there has to be drama for the show, right?
Sure.
So instead of, having someone who wants to volunteer to be captain, they pick people who probably are not going to be good leaders. Just because they do well cooking wise doesn't mean they're going to be a good leader. But it is a testing ground also because they are looking for the ultimate master chef. And so, he wants to drop the fish too early. Chelsea is really, I think Bowen is doing just a little bit better than her, but I mean, not by much. Chelsea was just all over the place. She was not commanding her team, whatsoever, good at all. And this is all during prep. Like they haven't even started serving yet, and then she's already losing it. We see the diners arrive, and Chelsea is supposed to be expediting, which typically the head of the kitchen does, or the head chef. She's not doing that. Derek was terrible this whole entire thing.
Oh, Derek.
What do you got to say about Derek?
What you find out by the end of the episode with Derek, I'm just like, how...
Oh, God. Yeah.
People that come into a reality competition and they underprepare for this, and they try to be the know-it-all while they're in the kitchen. It's a recipe for disaster.
I don't think he was trying to be a know-it-all, though. Do you?
No, I mean, it's like, I know what's going on.
Yeah. Are you talking about the...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. We'll get there later,
There you
folks.
go.
You have to stick around to
Exactly.
figure out what I'm
But
talking
I feel
about.
like that's the one thing I worry about. I wonder about with how you guys feel about MasterChef is that they do those, the team talent challenges, and it's always more in a professional environment or some event that they're kind of cooking for. And I feel like it's testing at least somebody in terms of being a leader in the kitchen. But if you're a master chef, I don't know if I necessarily equate like being able to run a kitchen as opposed like with Hell's Kitchen. Like that's why you're doing this whole competition. You know, you need to be a great chef, but you also need to be able to run the shop as well.
Right.
Right.
This I don't think is critical to be able to run the shop as long as you're delivering quality food, because a master chef, it just feels like
That's not going to be your job.
Yeah.
you're gonna do a cookbook and that's it.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point because yes, on a show like Hell's Kitchen, you are trying to be, or you're going for a top chef. You're trying to be the best chef, get this position where you will be running a kitchen of some, big restaurant. Here, again, you're trying to be master chef. You're going to come out with a cookbook, whoever wins, and that's pretty much it. You're not trying to go and work at a restaurant or whatever. Not that you wouldn't be able to, but it is kind of a situation where it's like, do you have to be able to lead? Do you have to be able to expedite to cook good food? But because this is a challenge and it's a competition, you do have to play your cards right, because if your team doesn't win, then you go on the bottom and then you have to basically cook for your life.
Very true.
But like to that same extent, because we know that they're not, gunning to be top chefs at giant busy restaurants, like why do we have to expect them to know how to do every single thing in the kitchen? Like I look at them with like, even on this last episode, I'm like, I would have probably for sure messed up some fish and chips. Like, so I think we have really high expectations. Like, I'd love to know what's in their training packet or like whatever. Like, do they give them some like, hey, make sure you know how to blah, 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 blah. And, like, what are they prepped for? Otherwise, it's like kind of like, hey, we're looking for home cooks and you got them. Like, what,
Right.
I don't have a deep fryer in my house.
Right.
Like, how, I don't know.
I kind of equate it to, going on the competition route to American Idol. An American Idol, it's a singing competition. You're trying to get a deal. So you're trying to win and you get this great deal and you become, hopefully a superstar. But in the course of American Idol, you have all these different obstacles. Like you have to sing certain types of music. You may be a country artist, but you may have to cover a Michael Jackson song. Michael Jackson isn't country per se, but it's something that you have to do to get past that hurdle. You have to do songs with other people. You're not in a group. You're trying for a solo position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be a solo artist. But they make you sing in these groups because they want to see how you do. It's all part of the competition. So I equate it the same way.
That's a very good equation. That's a very good comparison.
That's why he's in that chair.
That is why you sit where you sit. Lemmy Lem.
I try. Oh my gosh, you give me flashback to when I was a little kid. My cousin, she calls me Lemmy Lem.
Oh,
Yeah.
See how I just knew
Yeah,
that? Because we're fam.
We are so much fam. All right. So Derek is cooking raw chicken all over the place. Blue team actually runs out of chicken, which is sad.
Over 20 mess ups.
Sad.
Like, damn.
Sad. And I'm not. Sorry to cut you off, Frank, but I'm not, on the show, right? I'm not trying to be Master Chef, but I can fry some chicken. I'm just saying.
You can?
Oh yeah, like that's one of the easiest things I feel like, because I can do it, and that's why I'm saying it's easy, because I'm not very skilled. But it's like, how do you ruin that much chicken?
I think I could F it right up.
Well, but I also feel like that's a failure of leadership too. It's like if somebody's messing up that many times,
Like
pull
get them
them
off. Of
off.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what's the point at this
Yeah.
point?
Yeah.
Well, and this is obviously Chelsea's team, and she wasn't leading well at all, so that kind of gives that impression.
Remind me, guys, did she assign what she wanted people doing? Or did they just go? I don't remember seeing her say, you go to here, you go to here, you go to there. Like, did they just go to what station they
I
want?
feel like there was, I don't know, we saw all of it with the editing, but I feel like, the conversation was had like, who wants to do what? So if that was the case, then that would have meant that he volunteered. And given the type of person he is, he probably was like, oh, I got chicken.
Yeah.
Give me chicken. Let's do it. And then ended up messing up because I think what it wasn't the batter too thick and it wasn't able to cook the chicken all the way through.
Yeah.
And so that was the problem.
Exactly. I could see that. I could see
Right.
that happening
Yeah.
to me, which
And
is why
raw-
I don't know how to fry chicken. How did you learn how to fry chicken?
I learned, like my mom, she fried chicken and I would, ask her to teach me so I wouldn't go hungry when she wasn't there. So, yeah,
When was the last time you fried chicken?
it's been a while. It's definitely been a while. And it's not like I've done it like a bunch of times, but I feel like it's something that you kind of know by the way it looks. And especially if you have a deep fry, if you have a deep fry, it's like, come on. It's almost like putting it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Like it's very, very simple. It's just a short amount of time, but
Over under 3 pieces of chicken. Over under 3 pieces of chicken before you felt like, yep, I got it. This is awesome. that you could give us great fried chicken?
Probably 3 pieces. Yeah. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, right at 3. But I'm not on the show cooking, so off me.
So don't judge me.
That's right, exactly. So the people voted by, they had this money with, of course, Gordon's face on it. Of course.
It's like,
Of course.
wow, we get it.
Exactly. So they get both plates, and then each person has to put it in. It's 101 people, so it's odd. And were you surprised with the red team winning?
I wasn't. I mean, given the fact that you're having to reduce your portion size of chicken to make sure that. So I only wanted to see those people at the end. They're getting like half a piece or whatever of this chicken. That's going to affect the way that you're going to be looked at.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that surprised.
Yeah, not too surprising.
But if you're Joe and Aaron, are you mad that you're like, why aren't our faces on any of the money either?
Yeah, like,
it's
all
like
3 of them. That would be like to put it into an American Idol, comparison. I'd be like.
But also,
having Blake's face on all the chairs.
You got to look. This is Gordon Ramsay. He's like executive producer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, come on now.
He's signing their paychecks.
Exactly.
Did you want this one this week?
Exactly. So that's why his face was on there. Like, I wasn't surprised at that at all. I think he makes it seem like, oh, you got, even when they have delivered. I'm sure that the team he wanted was the team he got. Yeah. Just put it like that. So I'm not. Go ahead. You can have them. Because I don't. I'm good. So anyway, so basically, of course, the blue team then being the losing team, they have to do their pressure test, which is always at the end of a loss. And so I like how they mix things up. I remember when they first started MasterChef. I remember when they would do these pressure tests. They've kind of changed it a little bit, but I remember that they would have a situation where you could save yourself. Or you could let someone else, you could stay or whatever. They would give you that option. And when anyone saved themselves, they were hated on super bad. And now it's like, if you save yourself, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's what you were supposed to do. Yeah, so it's interesting how since the show has progressed, it's changed. But in this particular case, Chelsea did not save herself. She got to decide, because everyone didn't have to cook, so it was 7 of them. So she did stay down. She didn't save herself, which admirable. I don't know. You could look at it both ways. You could look at it as being admirable or kind of foolish, because what if you go home as a result?
Yeah.
Which I've seen.
Yes, very true.
Which I've seen in previous seasons.
You take that kind of like that noble act. Like,
right.
I will go down with the ship, and I'll be down here cooking with you guys. And then you go home because you blew it.
Right. Yeah. Because again, if I have the opportunity to save, it's a competition at the end of the day. And it's just you never know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're cooking. You don't know if you're going to be good at it or not. It's just very hard to tell. So if I ever have a chance to save myself, I'm going to save myself.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't the best one for that challenge, I still have the opportunity to save myself, because it's a single competition.
Yes.
It's not a team competition.
Yeah, I don't know even strategically, how saving somebody else could help you. Like, what are they they're gonna do it for you? Like, in the future, they can't.
That's what I'm saying. They can't, yeah. There's no way. Yeah, they could hate on you and be like, oh, I don't like you. Okay.
Sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But
see you in the kitchen.
What are you gonna do? And you can't give really sabotage because you're cooking at your own. There's no, again, instead of being honorable, yay, good for you, but now you're going home because you lost.
Yeah.
But I thought in Chelsea's case, maybe she was like, I am not cut out for this. I mean, she even said, I shouldn't be here. I'm not cut out for this. She was freaking the heck out. So maybe she was like, you know what? Maybe I will go home and then I can peace out. So I think there was a little bit of part of her that wants to go home, which makes me go, she is not long for this competition.
True. I mean, the pressure can be rough in that, because it's one thing to just cook by yourself for judges, but when you've got to work with other people to try to execute a dish, and it's all falling apart because you've got people reacting differently, then I'd do whatever it took, because it's like I don't need to prove myself in a pressure test. I'll prove myself in the next challenge.
There you go.
And cook a really awesome dish that time.
Exactly.
That's great. I'll get mine then.
Exactly. Someone who was not happy about Chelsea's choices was Shanika. She was, and that was boiling over from the challenge, because she was having issue with her when they were doing their challenge.
Even getting picked.
Exactly. She didn't want to be on her team. She was like, oh, that's what she's doing? Oh, I don't want to be on her team. I don't want that. And so when it comes down to the pressure test, the pressure test, they had to decide, she got to save people. Shanika was not happy about the people she saved, which again goes to my point. She saved people that liked her. You know what I'm saying? What is this? We're fifth grade?
Yeah, yes.
Oh yeah, they like me, so or they didn't yell at me.
These are my pals.
Yeah, these are my homies, so I'm gonna save them. I'm like, first of all, if you really want to be strategic, you would save yourself and make sure everyone that's strong is down there.
Yes.
Because you might face them later. Get them knocked out now.
I felt like the way that Jeff Probst described it is play like you imagine everybody else is playing. And I would imagine everybody else is coming for me at any time.
Yeah.
So I want to get away. I want to get rid of anybody that could possibly eliminate me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I was just really done with Chelsea this particular episode. I don't think she's going to last just because even when she was doing the test, she was breaking down. I don't want to be here. So her time is definitely limited.
I was even surprised that Chef Ramsay was so lenient with her when she was like, we ran out of chicken. I thought he was going to be bore into her. And I think she was still asking for sorry, Daddy, what do I do? It felt a little, I was surprised. Yeah. Even then when she was sort of admitting defeat, I don't think it was, she didn't feel in control of any of the situations.
Before we dive into the heart of this pressure test, one thing I want to ask you is the whole point of the season was that each three were picking their own teams. And it seemed to me, at least from the beginning of the season, it's we're picking these teams and we're going to be your mentors for the season. And we're going to make sure we're going to coach you up, get you ready to go so you can win. And I feel like we've not seen any mentoring at all.
Surprise. No. You brought this up last week. And I think my response to that was, are they doing it maybe, off camera or they cut that part out? I do know that they go to speak to their people, but it's it's very one-sided, it's very short.
Yeah.
And it's not it's not let me help you with this dish. It's you're on my team, don't mess up.
Yeah. Or why are you doing it that way?
Exactly.
Cool. Thanks
maybe they are getting shortchanged. I don't know. And it seems like up until now, we've only seen, Chef Ramsay do the, examples and, for them to follow. So I don't know. But that poses to be good because we haven't seen the audience.
Yes.
We've not seen any mentoring going on.
They always
Good
give me, I
point,
gave you that
Frank.
pin.
Exactly.
I gave you that pin.
Exactly.
Are you going to fail me?
Yeah. Don't do it. This is team. This is our team. Don't do it for the team. Anyway, and that's really the only semblance of team that we have on the show. So, so we see, everyone start cooking. Of course, because of what Shanika said, Chelsea starts breaking down, crying a little bit. I don't know if I could take it, all that kind of stuff.
Lem hates criers.
Well, it's
Just hates them.
It's not I hate criers, but it's just come on, stop. You know what you signed up for. This is the 9th season. Come on. This is not a new thing. You're going to come up against competition. There's going to be people that don't like you. You're going to have to cook things that you may not know. That's the game.
I think in the audition process, they have a portion of the audition process where it's let's see if we can get him to cry. And if we can get him to cry, we're going to cast him because that's good TV.
And you very well could be right.
They're waving onions around. You gonna cry?
No, you work in production. You well know.
Oh yeah, that's the old onion trick. We call it in production.
Waving. No. I was what? But no, I think you're right. You definitely they cast different personalities.
Yeah.
You can't cast a bunch of strong individuals because then it's not gonna be any drama because there's not gonna be friction. Everybody's gonna have the same.
True, but then also there's that same thing. It's one thing season 1, 2, maybe even 3 to kind of do that kind of casting where it's people oh, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, now I've got to kill this lobster in front of me. But by the 9th season where you've seen so many people go through that, it's I'm tired of that because I know it's just fake. You're like you were saying, Lem, you've watched the show. You know what you're getting in store for. So to have it at this point, somebody breaking down like that, part of me is guys, you don't have to cast it like this, you know? Because I've seen this played out too many times. I know I already know how they're going to react.
Right. And it's just, for somebody like Chelsea, it's just early. It's too early. Come on.
She was shaking.
Yeah, what are you doing? This is, I could see if you've been, you've been on it for a while, you're there a month, you haven't seen your family in a while. All these things are happening, but come on, this is the 3rd week, maybe? Yeah. Come on, stop it. So everybody brings their pies down. Surprisingly, even after everything she's been through, Chelsea does well. Emily, we also see, does pretty well. Farhan's, his is wobbly. His cream there. And we didn't mention this, but they have to make a banana cream. No, Yeah, banana cream pie
Yeah.
in 60 seconds, 60 minutes. Sorry.
60
Like,
seconds.
wow,
Get it done.
New challenge.
Sorry, 60 minutes. Taylor does pretty well. Her crust is kind of clunky, so that was kind of the note she got. Lindsay, her crust was a little salty. Shanika, she overwhipped her cream.
She was angry. Angry with him.
I think that's what that was. That was all anger right there, and that. And do you believe? Because I do. But do you believe that when people say I cook this with love, that is true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen Chocolat or the movie or Simply Irresistible where her emotions go into the food that she cooks?
No.
I'll get back to you on the specific title. It's a
specific
good
one.
one. It's a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah, Lem seems like he's ready for that on his
Yeah.
Netflix queue.
Chocolat for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah, it's Friday night.
There it is.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
It's a good
all
one.
right.
Trust me.
It's good. Okay. Take your word for it. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I
it's
know
a
what you're
delicious
talking about. But yeah. I think it's made with love, and I think she was angry, and I think she overwhelmed her cream, and that's why hers didn't turn out as well.
But I think that's a great thing to say, like, oh yeah, cooked with love. But come on, there's so many kitchens and so much pressure. Like you can't imagine every dish is being cooked with love. I feel like so at some point it's just like you're executing at a high level.
Well, I don't think that the cook with love is in the restaurant business. I don't think that people
not commercial love.
I don't think chefs are about there. I cook this with love.
Great.
Foie gras, like or whatever. Like
Which is like the most cruel dish you could make.
so, I don't think I'm just saying like the phrase like the home cooks, because these are home cooks, right? At the end of the day, but having cooked with love, my grandma, that kind of stuff, and she bakes a pie, and she's like, "I did this for you, baby." Like I remember I used to live with my grandmother for a certain period of time in my life, and I got super swole because
Yes.
I ate so well. She had food done, dinner was done every time I came home from work. It was crazy. And it was love, so much love and grease and preservatives. Like it was really good food. But yeah, like I feel like that's very true and correct with those things.
Would your fried chicken that you'd make
say.
for us be made with love?
It would be made with so much love, like extreme love.
And oil.
Yes. Derek did not fare well. His pie did not look good, and he says this out loud. Not sure why he admitted to this, but he had never whipped cream.
Now, that's okay. So this is the earlier when I'm like, is this the? When I made this gesture, like, is that what you're talking about? Because, like, I get that whipping cream is. Have you ever whipped cream? Frank?
No, I've never whipped cream.
See?
But I also like if I'm going into a cooking competition, I know desserts are going to come into play at some point.
So you would prepare for that?
Absolutely.
Really?
It's
Absolutely.
like if I was going to go on Survivor, or if I was applying, I would learn how to make a fire. Just because in the case I get cast, I want to know how
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
But also, whipped cream is literally just whip it. Whip it good. That's it. I mean, that's really all it is.
Well, you say that, but Derek did not know how to do it, and he failed. And I thought it was
I might F it up too. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think I could do it.
The bigger picture, though, and this is what Chef Ramsay said, like, did you prepare? Like, he was saying you came ill-prepared, and that's when he went to everybody else. He's like, did everyone else prepare? Excuse me. And they were like, yeah, I did. I mean, because, again, going on a cooking show, Frank was saying, you go on Survivor, you need to know how to make a fire. You need to know
Okay,
certain
but
things.
like, so you practice like ganache, you practice souffle. I don't know that I'm going to practice like an accessory, like whipping cream. I think I would practice like, tarts and, lava cakes or whatever. But like, I don't know that I would know to practice whipped cream.
But if you knew you didn't know how to do it, why wouldn't you want to?
Well, what if you also didn't know how to make all the other desserts?
Then you got a lot of work to do.
I know.
But the thing is, you said it, Sarah. You said it's an accessory, which I didn't know that dessert have accessories. But
Sure, you can accessorize everything,
sure,
darling.
okay.
Everything.
Bedazzle that
But
cake.
because it's an accessory, according to Ashley, it's
Professional cooking term.
because it's an accessory. It's something that you would need to know. The dishes themselves, they tell you how to make them. You have step-by-step instructions, so you just have to execute.
Yeah.
Something like that whipping cream is something that you need to know how to do.
It's part of the. And you're right. In this case, it is a part of the dish.
Exactly. It's like
not
making brown butter or something like that. Like you got to know how to make the brown butter, you know, or what have you. What's in there?
Right. Brown butter.
So.
I gotta get on
Spaghetti
that.
Factory and have like their brown butter pasta. Oh, it's so good.
It's good.
That sounds amazing.
I'm like hungry right now. So Emily did the best, guys.
2 episodes didn't I tell you? She's like a very technical cooker. She's my girl. I'm watching out for her.
She just can't lead in a kitchen, which she's shown that. But she can cook her butt off, and she did the best. So she was safe. I think, and I think if mentally, and I think it's going to be interesting, not to get into predictions early, which we need to do here in a second, but I think it's going to be interesting because obviously this is a mental game too, right? Mm-hmm. And as it progresses, people start, mentally shutting down, which she did kind of in this pressure test. Also what she went through with having to lead the team. So it's going to be interesting to see if she obviously can cook well, but if she can last mentally, you know what I'm saying? Because you got someone like Shanika who is very strong and is not afraid to speak her mind. And I can see her in the future, now that she knows she can get under Chelsea's skin, maybe saying some things, to other people that disagree. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have somebody. You got to have you got to have an antagonist. So I'm just interested in how that's going to go. The bottom 3 are, speaking of Shanika, her, Farhan, and Derek. And I do love this part of the show when he's like, someone here.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it though, even though it's for the show, but I love it because I love the faces and everybody's like, am I gonna do it? And then
but what I wanted to happen is the wrong person for doing it.
Right.
I want
but
that.
That's what I want. But that's why I love it so much, because I want the wrong person to go because I feel like that's happened in the past. I feel like he said that and he's like, it's me. And they're just going, they're like, yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, to just go with it. Like, I think that's great. But I love how the camera was like panning on him. It's like, someone needs to step up. Yeah. They know they don't belong here. They need to unwrap their apron now. And it's just like, and you see his arms like kind of wiggle a little bit. And he's just like, and he takes off. Exactly. You have spent it's just, I think that part, that's my favorite.
But you know what?
That's my favorite.
If I were in Derek's shoes, and I felt like, all right, I think they're talking about me.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait it out
make
and
them
make
say
them
it.
do that.
For sure. I would so be waiting out.
Yeah.
Just like I'm saying, I wouldn't sacrifice myself. If I get a chance to say myself, I'm saying myself. If somebody says somebody else, like, not me. Like, you better choose me. You better say my name.
That's right. Yes.
I'm not volunteering. Like, these people are too nice, man. Like, I know that, they're not really cutthroat. They're home chef. They're not like we see in Hell's Kitchen where they're trying to get at each other. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into predictions real quick. We got 2 seconds.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right, starting with you, Frank.
I will say I'm a little worried about Farhan. Because he's kind of stumbled these past 2 weeks, and I was kind of rooting for him when he first got in and he got picked. But so far, he got done too early, and he didn't check his food this time. It was pastries, which is always kind of a sticking point for a lot of chefs.
Right.
But still, that he's had 2 wobbly weeks, I am worried if he doesn't turn around quick, he's going to be out.
Interesting. Okay.
We're predicting who we think is going to get knocked out next.
You can predict that.
Or like what somebody might be wearing.
I'm really sure what he's going to wear. I'm looking out for Emily, but because I think she's going to stay in the competition for a while. I like her, and I do not think that Chelsea is long for this competition. So I think Emily's going to stick around for a while. I think she'll do well. I think Chelsea is on what I would say the pre-chopping block.
The pre-chopping.
Yes.
Wait, Chelsea?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't have it. She doesn't have what it takes.
Oh, you're saying just because mentally?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Not because of her cooking ability.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. I predict that Shanika is going to be a problem. I think she's going to be kind of a bully, based on what we saw this particular episode, and I think that I agree with you with Chelsea. I think mentally, I think she's going to kind of sabotage herself.
Yeah.
And so I think she's not going home anytime soon. I don't think. I think it's going to be a while, a little bit. But I think that ultimately she's not going to win because mentally she's not going to be able to handle it.
But didn't last week's promo, didn't it make you feel like that somebody walked out like mid-competition? Like the promo for last week for this episode.
Oh,
it came together like somebody just leaves during this competition. I was like, all right, somebody's going to just bail. And so when they started playing that with Chelsea, I'm like, she's just going to walk out.
Right.
No, that didn't happen.
You know how they do. They try to
Love bait and switch.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you for everyone in the live chat. I'm sorry we couldn't get to you tonight, but thank you so much for being there. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you talk about iTunes. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe. Do that all day, every day, so you can watch our shows and you can listen to them, via iTunes. It's always good because we have great voices, and that's what we do. We're here for you. Only you. I've been your host, Lem Gonsalves, and you can find me everywhere at The Poet Saint. You can also check out my website, stayonthemic.com. Ashley, where you at?
Guys, thanks so much for watching and talking food with us. If you want to continue talking about food, what you're eating, and what you're watching on Netflix, find me everywhere online at Ashley on Camera. Let's talk there.
Folks, we make these after shows with love, and I think you can hear that. So if you want to keep hearing more of that great stuff and all that love that we're bringing here, especially for me, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
Until next week, we'll see you. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.